Good. Afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
Okay, well, let's call the meeting to order at 1:07. So, let's see here. First thing is we'll look at the agenda. On the agenda today, we have minutes from the previous meeting. Item number 2. I guess we have introductions, item number 1, agenda number 2, work session. We review the final budget here, and then we would adjourn for a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll move for approval.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded for the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, approved. So introductions, start with Kim. How about that?
Kim Pusey, Porterview, Matilla.
Joe Taylor, Porter-Moro.
Jeff Holmes, Morrow County Commissioner. Raymond Hughes, Tribe.
Paul Rabb, Tribe Budget Chair.
Jerry Simpson, Porterview, Matilla.
Steve Hansen, Budget Committee Member for Porter-Moro.
Don Russell, Budget Committee, Morrow County.
Craig Smith, CDA.
Emily Collins, CDA.
Barry Dorsey, East Oregonian.
Bob Paul, Porterview, Matilla.
And no one online?
No one online.
It's not that important. Can't have 50 people online. Jeez, Gary. No good.
You don't count it.
I guess not. Okay, so let's take a minute to review the minutes from last meeting.
I'll move to approve the minutes of our April 22nd meeting.
Moved by Joe Taylor, seconded by Jerry Simpson. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion passes. Okay, I think we will now turn it over to Greg to review this budget with us, the changes that were made. Sure, please.
Yep. Let me bring that up. Does everybody have a copy of it?
Yep.
Okay. So let's go, I'm on page 1, looking at resource descriptions. I think this is right in line with what we've discussed in the previous meetings. No changes. I'd ask, is there any questions?
And just again, those numbers are just what you're expecting for the year, that one fiscal year, not the whole amount.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As far as those, the grants, yeah, the
Yes,
ODOT
sir.
and UEC board.
Yes, sir.
The only error I know, I just noticed JD asked me to change it to sale or lease of real estate, and I still have it as sale. I didn't have the word lease.
If you go down to administration. I will highlight this.
You're on the expense,
Yes,
on the
sir.
expenses page.
Yes, sir.
Can we back up just a little bit? Just to clarifying the member contributions. Did that change any with, you gave us a different invoice from,
Yes.
I'm not explaining very well here.
Yeah, I
I
know.
see 2 invoices and one superseded the other.
Okay, so the invoice did change after our last meeting. I'm just gonna make sure I got the number. And the one that I printed is. What's the total that you're looking at, Greg?
1,322,764.
Okay.
764.
Okay, I think maybe this is why it looks weird, because when I made those changes, the total, I think, should be 1,330,839. And I might have accidentally attached a previous version to this agenda.
Okay, so the number that they would be adopting would be $1,330,839.
Say that again, 1,000,003.
$1,330,839.
Look at that. I made it go up. That wasn't my intention.
No, okay, this is what it should be. It should be $1,092,727.
Okay,
This is the correct version. I apologize. I did not catch that error, but it was a previous
okay, so tell us that number one more time.
It's on the screen.
on the screen, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, everybody. Because I swore I added Orbeez only, my bad.
1,080,092.
$1,092,092. Yeah,
727.
yeah, that should be the correct amount.
And then the
And
bottom,
what you were invoicing.
So
with.
that relates to the 221, the invoice that,
Yes.
the 200.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the bottom number is $4,964,521.
You really want to go.
Yes, absolutely. And I can print these off before the next meeting, if you guys would like this version.
yeah, if the board is
Yeah.
going to approve it. it
Yeah.
should have the correct version.
So 1,092,000 divided by 5 is the 221. And we are able to pay that monthly.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. And that's reflected also on the fiscal agent portion changed.
So the members of the CDA agreed to that they'll pay it? No,
Not all, I mean, I don't think all have.
okay.
Yeah, I know JD will have to go back to his board and get an appropriation for it. I think what we're gonna do here today is to get this budget down. If we're all in agreement with it, I think it moves forward to the CDA board as an approved, this is what the budget committee approves as the annual operating expense.
Okay.
And, whether it gets funded by them or not, I think I feel like our duty is to put together a budget for a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Bob and Jerry know that the port paid that. And we've had a conversation about it, and we'll have further conversations, but to get this solidified and then get back to our respective elected officers is gonna be really helpful for everybody.
I think having an operating budget, say, here's what it's gonna cost to operate it for a year. That's, I think, what most people need.
Right.
And then,
On administration, you'll note the personnel services stayed the same.
Okay.
So if you go under materials and services, under the general fund, there's a couple areas we need to highlight. One is the public records request. We put into this budget 97,241. We all talked about that
Should be 50.
that should be 50. And the direction was for me to go back and to take a look at a new policy. Which I've done. And I think I've created a much more streamlined process that hopefully will lower the cost for the newspaper that makes these requests. But with that said, I just don't know.
What line is that?
It's 25, and if you see on the screen, I did update it to 50 on the correct version. If you'd like me to keep it that way, that is reflected in that new invoice. Same with, the Umatilla County litigation, I was asked to remove that amount. And so that is also reflected.
Remove it all together?
Yeah, at the last meeting, it was asked to remove because as of July, it wasn't anticipated to have any expense for it. I don't know if that's still accurate.
Yes, I recall that now. The trouble with it is that there's not gonna be a bill come until August or whatever.
Correct.
Even though litigation might be over, whatever. There's still gonna be bills that come in mail.
And
So,
as of today, I do not know, maybe the port can share or the county can share, but I don't know where they are in that conversation in terms of reaching resolution.
We don't know.
so
Well, that's not as confident as you were last meeting.
2 meetings ago. John was pretty confident it was a done deal, so.
I thought it was a done deal last time I was here.
You
okay,
find that
so
funny?
we asked, yes, we did ask that to be 0, but realistically,
Yeah,
should we have another 50 in there?
Most definitely.
Or
Yeah, I mean,
more?
I have no idea. I mean, the CDA, we're talking about the CDA bill,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I have no idea. Do you have any idea, Greg?
I really don't.
Yeah.
I think to be safe, we put 50 in and
Yeah.
Yeah, there's it either. Good. I think we should. I think we should at least put
Okay.
50 in there.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with
So
that.
at least we got that, and don't have to come back to it later.
and then the other change that isn't reflected on in the printed version, office expense, I lowered it to the requested budget of 18,000. That includes utilities and everything.
and so
What line are you on, Emily?
That would be 31.
30, okay.
And we're assuming on June 1st, we'll be giving notice to the Port of Morrow. Giving them 30 days notice to vacate our location here.
And then the only other item you should see change is the fiscal agent. I just lowered it to that new 10% to match all the other
Match
changes.
expenses?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one other thing that I would highlight is during our last meeting, you want us to verify audit services. And that 20,600 is in line with what we anticipate that expense be.
Okay, that's different than what's on the printed
Oh,
also.
yes,
Right.
600 quarters different.
So would it be helpful if we took a 5-minute recess and allowed Emily to go back and to make these corrections and to bring all of
Yeah.
us a clean
I
addition?
think it'd be perfect.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. I will do that.
Thank you.
Yep.
Peachy.
Good.
I did go ahead and add that 50 so we could see what it looks like.
Great. Okay, you wanna run through that real quick
Yeah.
then?
So it changed member contributions to 1,147,727.
Yeah.
And then that changed the fiscal agent to 105, 073. And everything else should reflect all the changes requested at the last.
Let me just, if I may, Mr. Chair.
Sure.
Just, there's 2 areas that still can bring me still a little bit of angst. One is that public records. I really just don't know what to anticipate on public records. The second is on the ODOT road project, UEC road project. In terms of constructing to the dollars we have available. And so one of the things I'm gonna be talking to the board about later today is, do we build to perhaps 80% of the money we have available, keep the rest held in contingency? And then should, as the project comes towards conclusion, see if we can build out a little further or how to proceed. I'm really nervous that should we, find something in the ground that we didn't anticipate and that expense increases, that we have the ability to cover it. So I just want to make sure this committee understands that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Question, when you say build to the money, are you talking about the 7 or the 12?
Depending upon the direction the board gives me, I'm thinking the 12,
Okay, 80% of 12, okay.
correct. Yeah,
Any other questions or changes? I mean, I don't know, you know, as far as the money for, you know, public questions. I think CDA board needs to address the policy.
Mhm.
And then I think you see how the policy goes, and if down the road, you need to go to your members because you need more money, that's the way I would do that. So I think I would leave it at the number it is and address it down the road.
if the board approves what I'm gonna bring forward, those inquiries that require legal review would need to be paid at the time of their inquiry, which then should leave us at a break.
Yeah.
But it'd be incumbent upon the board to approve that.
So are we anticipating approving this budget contingent on going back to our respective entities or approving it today? And maybe that's.
Well, I think that's more of a CDA, board decision. I think from the budget committee, we can approve and say, this is what we believe 1 year of operating budget is.
Okay,
So, you know, even if it didn't have revenues, I think we're still saying this is what 1 year, we're recommending is a 1 year operating cost for the CDA. And then we can give that to the board, you guys, and then you guys can determine how you want to move forward with that.
okay.
Whether you want to approve it now, whether you want to say, go back to your members, see what they say, and then come back and approve it during your June meeting. Might be more appropriate.
Yeah, and I don't feel comfortable approving a budget that obligates board.com.
What was it, JD?
There's a presumption with the contribution. I mean, if we adopt this, there's a presumption that our home agencies would be on the hook for that
That was my question.
that portion. So I don't feel comfortable voting on that without concurrence of my board.
Yeah, I think it's
I don't have authority to authorize.
I think it's a two-part question. First, you need to know what the request is going to be, so you can take that to your board, and then the board's got to give you a thumbs up or down.
So would we be giving Paul permission to bring it to the next meeting during the budget committee update, and then you guys bring it up? Or is that to you instead?
Well, I think, to me, I think this budget committee can make a motion to recommend this annual budget to the CDA board. And then it can be presented to the board today during the regular board meeting, and then I would probably say that they're not going to approve it. This is what the budget committee recommended. They can take it back to their constituents and then come back for approval.
Yeah,
The next
that
meeting.
makes sense to me. Perfect. Just a little more clarification on number 23, real estate and leases for expenses. What was that? What does that cover?
Those are the expenses that we incur utilizing Schwab, Williamson and Wyatt when we're negotiating
Okay.
leases and or sales.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I said real estate and I'm thinking.
Yep.
On a side note, I was told your gate's not there anymore.
The gate is.
Your front gate
It's
or,
there, we've been having a lot of problems with it, but, IRZ is helping us fix it, and so it's been fixed twice. And somebody keeps breaking it, or somehow it keeps breaking, so.
Okay, so I got on
Yeah.
that side. Okay.
Yeah, I would share, again, this is a very bare bones.
Yeah.
Budget. There are numerous expenses that at some point this board's gonna want to address. That are outside of this. I'll give an example. Security. As it stands right now, we have no security driving out and reviewing the property, which makes me very, very nervous. But those are things we'll have to address as the board like to address them.
Maybe you can talk to your neighbors on site and see if that can't be part of their training.
Yeah. I do agree that this is the general operating budget, and I think, as projects come forward, I think, you know, the board will have to address those based upon,
Yeah,
if the real estate sale goes through, then you're gonna have some money that you can then appropriate for more one-time costs. I would say these are ongoing costs, and the more one-time project costs could be, you know, approved outside the quote unquote regular budget process.
yeah, I don't have any more questions.
No more questions? Anybody else have any other budgetary questions? Okay, I would look for a motion to, recommend this budget.
No color.
I would move that we, I lost my train of thought. Move that we approve this budget to be delivered to the CDA board for approval.
Yes, Joe made a motion to approve this budget,
I'll second that.
second by Don. All in favor of this budget, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained. Motion carries. Yeah. Before we adjourn, I just wanted to say thank you guys for the work on the budget, and I know some people signed up for a 20-minute budget meeting and it didn't quite work out that way. But I appreciate everyone coming and participating, and look forward to the next time this happens. So look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Jeff,
I'll second.
second by Joe, to adjourn meeting at 1:41. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Paul, thank you.
Thank you very much.